Hey, good evening. It's Tuesday, June 16th. It's heavy tonight for me. Thought I'd just go over that with you for a little bit. As I look around and see the things that are troubling our world, things that are close to us, the more we scramble as a country to try and figure out what the right way to go is about. We're trying to pass laws and legislation and executive orders to solve our problems. And we're faced with the issues of the virus, the unrest and the unsettling problems in our country, much of it politically motivated, media driven, but also much of it because of the heaviness of man, the sinfulness of man, the impact of the fall that we don't deal with. And the more we try and solve the problems by addressing things on a human level, rather than really being ambassadors for Christ and seeking Him, not in some detached way, but in a very hands-on, eager way, where we want to see His kingdom known. The more we leave that aside and try and solve it through effort and concern and attempts to right the human heart without the Spirit of God. I'm not suggesting we do nothing. I'm suggesting we be more aggressive about trusting God than ever before. There's also things on the international stage which are uncomfortable. North Korea and South Korea having issues. India and China just this morning having some armed conflict where there was lives spilled, soldiers killed on both sides in a short skirmish. The pressure ramping up on the presidential election. The rhetoric is so heated. And it seems as though we have nowhere to go. What can we do? We can remember the words of the psalmist to us about where our good is. It's not in any of those things. Our good is connected for us in this verse that's on my wall over here. The nearness of God is my good. I've made the sovereign Lord my refuge. This is not a retreat into a church godly cloister. This is an embrace of the fact that the nearness of God is my good. And I'm looking right now at those words. But as for me, the nearness of God is my good. That's what centers us and brings us back. That's what gives us courage to address all the pressures that are around us. To be people of calm, to be people of courage, to be people of faith who are unmoved by the things of this world and moved out of deep compassion for what is really needed. Hearts given over to Christ. And that being broken before Christ, we need to be about helping one another, about being a refuge for each other. That has to start at home, and this is not a cop-out. It has to start at home. And if we can be a refuge for each other at home, then we can begin to be a refuge for those in our community. If we can be safe at home, what I mean is if our families can be safe with us, if we can be safe that they can entrust themselves to us, then we can have a community that can entrust themselves to us. And that's what God's called us to show Christ in these very intimate ways. The nearness of God is my good. That's my hope this night. It's my prayer for myself. It's my prayer for you. May you rest in the beauty of the nearness of God as your good. Good night, and Lord bless. Bye-bye.